happening, air signs? This is your girl, Venus Archangel, here with another love read for you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're unsure of your place, just go ahead and check the description box below. Also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. So I said, let's go and see what's going on in your love lives. What is happening, y'all? What's going down? What's spicy? What's kicking? What's popping? Let's get groovy with it. Yeah. Let's get groovy with it. Alright. Ooh. Knife of Swords. What's going on? Oh no. What's that? Five of Swords. Didn't you guys get that yesterday? Y'all got that yesterday, didn't you? Ooh, wow. For some of you guys, you're completing the cycle. Or maybe this is unfinished business. Dun dun dun! The Eight of Cups. Something was dissatisfying in the past, that's for definitely sure. But then you have the World coming up here, which can indicate that there is some things that's trying to complete itself. Some cycle is trying to close. But this is a really good cycle ending. Like, this is, like, out of all the cycles that could close, like the Ten of Cups, or the Ten of Swords, or anything like that, this has to be the best kind of wrap up to a cycle. Now, you got a lot of major arcanas in here already, 1, 2, and 3. And perhaps you have the two, as a matter of fact, you have two cards here of the same coin, which is, like, usually the flip side. It's like, okay, this is about freedom and space and all that, when you have a confinement and bondage. Now, very interesting. Some of you guys could be dealing with a very karmic connection. Not enough cards to indicate here if it's twin flame E or something twin flame like oriented here. I don't get no justice cards in here. So what I do want, or the Hierophant, or the the High Priestess, nothing really showing me there's a twin flame connection, but there's some karmic stuff happening. Now, the situation here with the World, like I said before, it talks about a completion of a cycle, completion of something, closing of a door, right? But it's a really good ending here. It shows it's really, really awesome. It's like from what a friend told me, it's a gift from Saturn, okay? And a lot of times, there's never really a bad meaning for this card. That's really the best thing I can say is that you finally kind of, you transition from leaving something and reaping the benefits of it to utilize it for the next cycle. Now, with the current situation, or your heart of the reading rather, you have the Knight of Swords. Okay? And now the Knight of Swords talks about charging in, moving very fast, kind of going in, being a bit aggressive, a bit combative. Somebody can be very aggressive with you, combative with you, but you're ready to kind of go off and fight and have that freedom, right? You're just fighting for what you believe in. But then, at the same time, though, you kind of feel kind of confined and trapped with the Devil card here. Yeah, I feel like there's something here that you guys really want to go out and fight for. Or maybe you guys are tired of being in a situation where you don't feel like you're able to be yourself. You're not able to really connect in the way you want to connect. Some of you guys. Now, at the same time, right, the Devil talks about patterns and behaviors that may not benefit us at this time. So there may be some things that we may do within our relationships that's a pattern, right? The things that we use to soothe ourselves during that moment. But again, it may end up hindering the bigger picture, which may be delaying a bigger picture, or may be causing rifts and things like that, or some things to be very undesirable. Now, the Devil card is where everybody kind of actually wants to be, believe it or not, right? Because if they didn't, they would just leave, to take off the chains around their neck. But that's the thing, nobody realizes or kind of remembers that the chains around their necks are not actually keeping them where they are, and at the same time it can make them feel like they can't move. So so there is this trapped sort of feeling. Okay, for some of you guys are running to break free from a Capricorn, for some of y'all. And for some of you guys, it could be that you're ready to break free from a connection that you feel that you're not able to grow in, that you're not able to really branch out. Now, you feel very tight in this energy, but it's all like I said, both of these cards, the Lovers and the Devil, they're both illusions, because the Devil isn't actually keeping you where you want to be. You are keeping yourself in this energy, and it's not to be rude or anything, or it's to blame you guys. It's not a blame game or anything like that. It's actually should be very empowering. Why? Because that means that you can get out of your situation whenever you want. Now, it can be a little bit more complicated when it comes to twin flames or karmic connections, right? Because they're not that easy to break out of. As a matter of fact, you kind of it can feel like you don't necessarily have a choice but to stay in it. But it's finding your power through these energies. That's what makes them special. And that's why I love the Devil card so much. It's one of my favorite cards because it shows you no matter what energy that you're in, no matter what situation that you're in, you do have power. You are strong. You can get out of it. And there's nothing ever going to keep you in that space. So it's not to blame you or anything like that if you're in a situation that you may feel like you're not able to be who you want to be, branch out, be strong, what have you, right? You're not able to just be the essence of who you are, for some of you guys. And that's what makes you guys perhaps maybe feel very combative, or maybe feel like you want to fight people, or maybe you feel like you're in a relationship with someone that's super aggressive. Either way, you have more power than you realize. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Not that you guys put yourself in this situation or that you deserve to be here. Ever. Nope. So, with that being said, right? Stebby said, you guys have here in your past energy, or your foundation is the Five of Swords, rather. Now, the Five of Swords here in your past energy or your foundation energy can indicate that there were some things that may have been done that you may, that may needed to be done. Right? There was some sort of, maybe I feel like for a great deal of this may have been some compromise. Something may have been compromised or, negotiated, and then in turn was some sacrifice. For some of you guys, there may have been somebody that chose a very selfish route and decided to just look after their own ass. Alright, so that could be that, right? But at the same time, it could also indicate here that there may have been some sort of sacrifice in regards to some sort of connection with people, in order to be able to utilize some sort of perspective. What's underneath there? The Eight of Cups. Right, so that talks about dissatisfaction. But there's some sort of empty victory here. And it can be kind of brutal, it can be kind of rough, especially when you have the Knight of Swords and the Five of Swords there. They definitely can talk about a battleground in a way. Like there was some fighting, some back and forth, some petty arguments, and there may have been it may have kind of made the relationship a bit toxic. Not saying this again, like I'm saying before, it's not saying it's your fault, not saying it's the partner's fault or anything like that. It just sort of just happened that way, right? And nobody's at fault. It's honestly perhaps to help you guys recognize your power. Again, there may be some kind of codependent sort of energy here, and the reason why I was saying there may have been some sort of compromise, some sort of negotiation, or giving up of one's power, is that may be the tendency that may be causing people to be a little more aggressive, is because there may have been some sort of codependent thing going on in the relationship, some of you guys out there. Not all of you, some of you. Now, in your present, you have the Tower, so there are some definite changes that's going to happen, that has been happening, or you've been, been initiating recently, because the Tower talks about some things changing. Radical changes is that you don't see them coming typically, but, especially they could just happen like that, and hit, the speed of light. With these two together, that is one dangerous combination. Alright, I already thought that this was bad, but then you look at the Knight of Swords and the Tower, and you're like, okay, wait, if that's like, you don't see that coming, there's some drastic ass change, and you got the Knight of Swords that's about to whip your behind up. Okay, we got a recipe of disaster going on. Call the paramedics. No, but like seriously, like this is a crazy combination, the Knight of Swords and the Tower, because this could talk about somebody actually finally cutting the cord. It's like whatever you guys have been feeling trapped in is about to be done. You're about to be done with that. You're about to just cut the mess up. Like, nope, not interested. And you might even be cutting away, for some of you guys, that's some old behaviors, or old behaviors. Maybe saying no to sex. You guys have been, maybe be like, you know what, I'm not interested at some of this, right? Because you're just tired of it. That's what it's looking like. You're just tired of it. You're tired of the same mess, tired of the same craziness. And honestly, the Five of Swords energy may not even be that bad, because maybe you did it once. It may not have felt that great, but it made you feel free. And at the end of the day, it was liberating in some sort of small way, because you remember the Eight of Cups. That's what I'm kind of getting. Something just kind of you cut away from it. You just feel good about it. With some of you guys, you may not. But at the end of the day, it's still something that is plaguing you, and you may feel like you're just changing everything. Making snappy differences. Now, this could also indicate that something may be happening to you as well. Like something may be happening in your life that you didn't see coming, and it could be bringing up old patterns in your relationship, or old patterns that you may have thought you may have put to rest, or old addictions, or old things like that. You may not have seen it coming. But here in the future, though, which I love, you have the Lovers, which is talking about a soulmate connection, a deep connection, a divine connections for some of you guys. And it can also indicate here that there is this, this this beautiful love energy. Now, for some of you, considering that you have a lot of craziness happen right here, it's nice to see like a happily ever after sort of kind of energy, you know what I mean? But the lovers get to kind of give me this vibe that there may be somebody around you that you can connect with. And it can be someone that you love, that you end up being in a relationship with, or someone that you can really truly connect with as friends, or someone that you can level with, or whatever. There's someone that feels the same way about how you feel, but you just, you discover love through them, or you discover yourself through them. But ultimately, lovers here is what I'm getting is like a really good place to begin in regards to returning love back into the situation. Because before, I feel like there wasn't necessarily love; it was more of obligation, commitments, and things like you may have had that you weren't able to truly feel that love for. But it comes back. I feel like the drastic changes are happening to be able to bring back the love, to bring back the emotions. Now, your goal and ambition, or your best path to follow, which is the advice it's going to be given here, is the Six of Pentacles. And it's very interesting because the Arrow Sun's got something very similar to this. But the Six of Pentacles is talking about leveling things out, balancing things, right? Give and take, allowing yourself to be able to receiving as well as giving. Okay, and for some of you guys, you may be giving a lot. You may have given a lot in this relationship. You may have been putting in a lot of work in within the commitments that you've been putting in. And maybe right now, all you could do is just wait and receive, and be open to gifts and things like that. For some of you guys, it may be that it's time for you guys to go ahead and make this hour happen. If you're not feeling like you're in a place where you can manifest the life that you want, you have to make it that so, right? You have to make it that so. And that will potentially bring happiness and love back to your relationship, or at least, if more than anything, bring love back to your heart, because that's what's more important. But some things has got to change right now, because this is unless you are happy with this kind of energy where you're kind of feeling very stuck. There's a lot of there's not a lot of breaking free energy, and then you're cool, right? Then this is, this freedom may not be for you, but this is like, if this is not where you're happy at, the world is going to have to be made by you, potentially, air signs, actually. Alright? So I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. What am I trying to say? Oh my goodness. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you guys liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'm sorry about the spacing out there. So when I do readings like this, especially, I don't know. I've been getting a little bit tired, a little more spacing nowadays. But I'm gonna be alright, guys. Don't worry. I'm cool. But yes, thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing my video, guys. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye, guys.